So I've come to the realization that when I have projects on my to-do list, my brain kind of doesn't want to do anything else, or like feels less capable of doing other things until I complete said project. And I think it's something that is limiting my, potential output or capability in just doing things. And this is something that has kind of always been true for me, but I just thought of it like 30 minutes ago, or thought of it as like a thing to talk about and explore. And it's kind of interesting. So, as I mentioned probably in some of my past videos or whatever, what do these even call it? Is this a vlog? Like, I feel like vlog is a weird word, and so I want to say blog. I also hope that this mic just cuts out all the wind, which would be cool. I feel like, so I mentioned that I've been working on this documentary for my school, my college that I graduated from, and it's this huge project, and it's something that I'm spending, or have spent hours upon hours upon hours doing, and I'm kind of waiting for a few last pieces to come into place, a few bits of footage that I can't do anything about. I'm waiting for other people to send to me, and just like information from staff and et cetera, et cetera. And it's kind of like, instead of just working on other projects, like I basically want to be making videos every day, but there's some part of my brain that tells me not to do that, or that I can't do that until I can put my full focus there, and that I can't put my full focus there until I've finished this documentary and closed that project / that is kind of the end to the college chapter of my life, or at least the undergraduate college chapter of my life, And yesterday I made a video about questioning all of my beliefs and why that's important, and that the beliefs that you forget to question are sometimes the ones that you should, because maybe they aren't helpful. So even since starting to make this video, I'm realizing that I guess I have this belief that if I start the other project, it's going to either negatively affect the pre-existing documentary project that I'm working on, or alternatively, that it's going to mean that my output, or what I create for my other channel, my other form of content, isn't going to be what I want it to be. And, I could make great arguments to all of that, and I don't really know what the truth of the matter is, and I think anything that I try and guess is just a guess, because that's what happens in life, is you guess about things, and then you take that with a grain of salt, or you don't, and then all of a sudden you're on the roof. No, that's actually not what happens, but I'm just walking on like this thing and walked up here. So I should probably look at the ground while I'm stepping down these. Okay, where am I trying to get with this? Well, probably trying to get to the point that I think I ought to start creating the content that I want to be creating, if I want to be creating it, instead of it continuing to stay as I'm going to do this thing, which it has been. And I guess it's kind of scary, because it's like, once I start doing that, then I'm doing it, and if I stop doing it, then I don't know if it means that I've failed at the thing that I said I'm going to do, or what, but I'm already making these videos every day, or not every day, but most days. And so also, what is the point of this? I think the point of it is it's cool to have footage of things that I'm thinking about and curious about, and apparently random people resonate with it through the algorithm. I get got 2 comments on one of those videos, one of the ones I posted a few days ago, and that made me super happy. Just seeing a few random strangers from the internet that are that was kind of cool. So I guess that is a part of it too, but really for my future self, my future family, whoever, to be watching this, and to either be that guy was a weirdo, he knew nothing, or oh my gosh, that's hilarious, this is young Kian in his formation, or in his days before he is the Kian that he is now, or something. I don't know what that even means, but yeah. And it's just fun. Again, this is practice speaking to a camera, and coming up with things on the spot, and I have like a general idea of the topic that I want to talk about, and then I try and come up with an eloquent way of saying it and something, kind of interesting to be doing, and hopefully in an engaging way. I've kind of lost track of the point, so let me get back there. Because, see, I was just going to do another caveat or a thing that was going to get me away from the point even further. But that's because I don't remember the point, and so the point was, okay. Isn't that crazy how that happens sometimes? Your brain just goes blank, and then you're like, what am I trying to think about? And the more you try and think about it, the less you can remember. So yeah, okay, I do remember now. Starting a project, there's so many things I want to talk about. Not starting a project before I finish the previous project. And it's like, obviously in life you have so many things, and like I have this whole idea of like, I build a to-do list and I have my tasks in priority or my projects in priority. But to be as effective as possible, it's really like what you should do is focus on one thing at a time. However, if that means you are doing less because you can't actually do all of the work, then I think that's an issue. And one of the reasons that I'm excited to make my own content is really because there is nobody, like I am the one, like there is no exterior information needed. I'm not waiting on somebody to make the thing. I am just the one doing that. And so in one sense, there's a lot of like responsibility in my hands and on myself. But then on the other hand, I don't have to rely on anyone or wait for anybody to send me anything or like have anybody's input particularly for some vision I'm trying to create. Or I'm like, I have an idea, I want to create this. Like I have the technical and the, I don't know, what's the opposite of technical? Like soft skills? I don't know. I have the skills that I need to do the thing. And yeah, so that's, I guess, why I'm excited about that. But also in exciting news around the project that I am working on, the documentary, I have so little to do left on it, and I have a meeting tomorrow with the dean of LIU Global, who's going to be kind of going over the last final things, be making a final game plan, and then really it should be done in the next couple days, and there is no reason for it not to be, besides waiting for more people to send more footage. But I just think at this point I'm not going to do that because there is no reason to. So yeah, soon to be on the next chapter, but also, it's because I like to do things according to some kind of plan. I think that's also part of it. And again, these are just words and they sound kind of true at the time that I'm saying them, and I like to remind myself of that. But I set out some plan of like, this is what my next months or weeks or whatever are going to look like. And before I finished my final semester of college, my idea was like, I will be done with school by the end of April, which is true. Like I was done with my classes. Turns out I still had this documentary to do, but I was thinking like, I'll be making videos every day while I'm still in New York. And now it's the middle of June, a month and a half later, and I still haven't finished this documentary, and I still haven't started making those videos. I've thought more about it and have, I feel like, a better plan and a bit more intention with it. However, I don't know, I guess it's not that I haven't been taking actions, but the lack of action in that thing is a thing that I'm trying to call out in myself, I guess, in making this video. So I guess, obviously, I mean, that's also what this can be, is just accountability for myself of like what I did today. And in all reality, today in particular, I didn't do much. And that is something I don't want to say every single day. So also, what I mentioned a few videos ago is that whole idea of a dopamine detox and just like break from technology. And I think that is also something that I need before diving into a, I guess, career where like I'm going to be recording videos, editing videos, and using technology in many ways as, the source of my livelihood. So I would like to do that with intention. I think that is kind of where I can leave it. And I'd like to make these videos shorter than they were before, so not having 20-minute videos, and we're coming up on 10 minutes here, so I think I will cut it off at like 10 minutes and 1 second. But thank you, beautiful person, for watching this, if it's me, you know what you're saying. Okay, I don't know what did I even just say? But